RationalInvestor.com's Daily Brief. The answer to your question is learn the goddamn process, trade your trading plans, don't take too much risk on any one trade, and just let yourself get rich.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another exciting episode of The Rational Investor. This is Julian with my camera. Oh, it's freezing. Hopefully it's loading here. We've got the over here things loading, so I think my computer is like overloaded a bit. But anyway, we started on time today. Hopefully you guys are happy about that. I've got my smartphone camera, so no access to my smartphone the whole show. You'll know that I'm not going to be distracted. I will be 100% focused on you guys. I'm gonna pull up the YouTube now so we can talk, have our one-on-one conversation that you guys like to do every week. I know everyone enjoys that, especially when I show up on time. Let me pull that up and then I'll shrink myself a bit. We don't need me to be this big, just off for right now. You can see how my computer like slows down whenever I load a new tab. Oops, it didn't load the stream. Hold on, let me try that again. Drink some water. All right, now it loaded. Let me see if I can. All right, hello Zerikal, hello Gills, hello Lori, hello Sudur, hello Ucha. Ucha. I like that name, Ucha. Can you guys hear me okay? Audio's good? No issues? No baby Coke. We've got a Pocari, this is called Pocari Sweat. I took a nap. I just woke up from my nap like 20 minutes ago. So I'm semi-fresh. It's been a rough week. You know, last week when I said that ChatGPT told me that eclipses don't affect the trading market, don't affect anything, there's no correlation, I am here to say, okay, hand on my heart, I was wrong. Next time there is an eclipse, I think all of you would agree with me that it's better to not trade. Just avoid the market during that time. Avoid probably your wife or your girlfriend. Don't go to any family parties. Just avoid everything because usually some disaster is going to happen. And that's exactly what happened to me. I did not enjoy trading that week. And I wish I had taken the week off and listened to myself initially what I told you guys 2 weeks ago. But I ended up doing some trading and it was a bit of a headache. So now we know. Avoid eclipses. All right, I'm going to shrink myself. You don't need me this big. I think that's small enough. I'm just like a little head in the corner. You can see my, we look right here. These are my pants. They're drying. In Thailand, we hang our clothes. So I actually have a dryer. They're always super wrinkly when you use the dryer. So I think, well, actually, I don't do it. I have a maid. The maid does it. You know, help is not that expensive here. So I just pay people. Hello, Kitchen and Craft. Hello, Omar Eskimo. Fed cuts rates, mortgage rates still go up. Yeah, I'm not really surprised by that. That's why I avoid the whole housing market thing. Maybe better not to trade at all. Yeah, it's better not to trade at all in the eclipse season. All right, I've got 13 people. Fingers crossed. I want to get over 50 today. Let's see. I will try my best. We're gonna go for probably maybe an hour or so, a bit over an hour. The more you guys interact with the chat, the more we talk, the more people it will get pushed to on YouTube, and the more people will see the show, and then maybe consider joining TRI. All right, let's get into the market and what's going on. So, first of all, S&P. I always start with the S&P. I'm gonna talk about crypto briefly, and then we'll go back to the S&P. We'll go through some individual stocks and a couple important things that I think you guys should know about, and then we'll go back to crypto, and I'll go into the detailed coins I'm watching and things like that. Why isn't Bitcoin following the SPX? Well, you didn't see the news that came out yesterday about the US government investigating like a bunch of crypto exchanges for market manipulation. Apparently they're going after like 18 different high-level people and exchanges. And that was the big reason why the S&P continues to go higher, but crypto is not at all. So that I think that's why. And somebody always knows. Somebody like when this news came out, I mean, the news came out, I think about right here, and that's why it dropped. But somebody knew up here and they were selling. Like there was a reason why the rest of the market was going up and Bitcoin was just kind of like heading lower. And I think it's because somebody knew. So just know that somebody always knows. That's how it is. Yeah, so that's apparently the news that the US is going after some major exchanges and stuff for insider market manipulation, insider trading, so on and so forth. Which makes sense to me. I think there's been a lot of that going on. A bit late on their part. They're always a bit late. Anyway, let's talk about the S&P. So we're at all-time highs. Woohoo! Going towards my target. My target right up here, 5,900 to 6,000. I have been talking about this target for how long, guys? How long? I think it's been like a month and a half. If we hit that target, I am potentially a precog. I have precognition of the future. I don't believe it. If I did, I would be living in a much bigger place than I am in. Although for Bangkok, it's a very big place. I will tell you, it's very big. I don't need bigger than this. I'm a bit of a, how do I say it? I don't like to waste space. Pocari Sweat, if you've never had it, is really good. It's like it makes Gatorade. It's like Gatorade, but 10 times better. Japanese drink. Maybe that's why. Hello, Constantine. Hi, Rocky. Hello. Welcome. Always good to see you guys. 13 people now. Let's get to that 40 number. Even if we have to artificially boost it with bots, we will. I want to get there. All right, so S&P. What the hell is going on? Why is this market going up? Well, we talked about it, right? The Fed is injecting things. They all want Kamala to win. However, I read something recently about the bank term funding program and that they're winding it down. I posted it in the Discord. Where was my post? Where was I posted a nice photo. Bank term funding. Let me look up from myself. Where are my posts? Hold on. Let's do this quickly. All right. Member Lounge. Page 2. All right, almost there, guys. Yeah, here we go. We're going to jump to it. Come on. Hurry up. Okay, good. Open link. And I'll bring it over here for you guys to see. And then we're going to do another one. Open link. I'm going to do one more. Actually, I just need to do this one. I don't know how true this is. I haven't looked into it that much, but this guy, Finance a Lot, talked about it. You can follow him. Basically says bank term funding program dropped by 15 billion this week to 71 billion. Federal Reserve liquidity lug pull is underway to cause another crisis. He points to 2008 when they had repurchase agreements and they pulled them, and then the financial crisis happened soon after. And he's pointing out how on the red line, that's the bank term funding program, and how they're basically pulling that. They also had other credit extensions, which was the blue line that they pulled back at the beginning of 2004. And now they put in the BTFD, which saved the market back in, November, December, and it peaked in 2024, and then they've been pulling it ever since. And here's he shows a bat symbol of how it's kind of dropping off a cliff. So this could be the potential that could cause the next crisis per se, or the reason the market finally goes down. So it's just something to be cognizant of, and something I'm going to keep track of and update you guys on every week. All right, let's go Trump stock. Yeah, Trump stock. Hello, Big House. Shouldn't malicious be a positive thing for crypto space? Well, yeah, it's a positive thing, but I wish it didn't happen 2 or 3 years after everyone already got fucked over. Like, everyone, why couldn't we be actively monitoring those things? That would be better. That's what I would prefer. Anyway, getting distracted. The market, when you see this, so see my RSI indicator. By the way, if you're interested in this, just reach out to me and I'll refer you to the guy who created this. It's a paid thing. But it's really good. I like using it. So you could probably use ChatGPT to write the code to make one yourself. To be honest, I might actually do it. I can't believe I said that. Oh, I gave away everything. So I maybe I'll make this myself. It'll be a TRI indicator. It doesn't have a name. It is Tom K overview. So Tom K is the person who created it. That's all there is. It's a custom indicator that you have to pay him. I think when I got it when he was still in like an alpha or beta testing, so I got like a lifetime for not that expensive. I don't know the price. I don't know because I paid for this like a year and a half or 2 years ago. Yeah, you could honestly use ChatGPT. Maybe just try. Take a screenshot and say duplicate this. ChatGPT is an amazing thing. I use it for everything. ChatGPT can do everything except decipher what Brian did with his Solana portfolio. And I know because I have tried to use ChatGPT for the past week to decipher all of the Solana portfolio transactions for TRI. And 9 times out of 10, it ends up crashing. Like, I'll talk to it for 2 hours to try to finally get to the information I need. We're getting there. We get very close. And then it starts crashing. This is a real thing. For the past week, I've been trying to get exact data on all of the Solana transactions and our profit and loss and all of that stuff because we want to have it ourselves. Obviously, I can use sites like CoinStats that will give me seemingly accurate information, but I'm trying to use the raw data and ChatGPT to get it myself. And ChatGPT is it keeps crashing. It can't handle it. It's just funny. Yeah. So anyway, the RSI. This is when everything is green like this. I mean, that's up only. That's when you take on leverage trades. You go 3x long, 6x long, and you stick with that. And that's what it looks like to me. However, I will be honest. I was long from down here and 3x leverage trades. And just yesterday, right up here, I closed about 70% of my longs. Because I think if we go up more, okay, great. But there is a high chance that we could roll over at any point here. And we could potentially roll over hard. I don't see it happening before the election, but I'm just being cautious after what's happened with crypto. I'm happy with my profits. So I'm taking from some profits. I'm kind of breaking my plan. But I just that Eclipse was not a fun experience for me. So there's nothing wrong with being a little bit risk adverse and wanting to keep the money. It's easier to keep the money than it is to make it back. Of all my years of experience, number one thing, preserve what you have. Just that is the number one thing. Yeah, it's super bullish. We'll look at Bitcoin. We'll get to it. Don't worry. I know you guys are really interested in Bitcoin. We will get to Bitcoin. We have to talk about the legacy market because the legacy market drives Bitcoin. Look, if this thing shoots up, Bitcoin should follow. But if it dumps, Bitcoin is game over. I will be shocked if Bitcoin survives. Everything's just gonna die. It's not. Nothing survives. The S&P just dying. How do I manage that risk? What do you mean? How do I manage that risk? I use TRI management protocol. I don't want any one trade to lose more than 5% of my portfolio. And that's the most important thing is managing your losses. But as far as upside, I try to hold trades until my target because a lot of times I have my target and then I pull it early and I could have made a bigger profit. What I found works for me now is when I start to get concerned that the market might roll over and it's not going to hit my target, I will pull 50 to 75% of the trade. I'll take my profits off and I'll leave depending on how and it's not good to go off feelings, but I will admit for this, it's depends basically how I feel and what I'm seeing in the news. I will pull 50 to 75% and I'll leave 25 to 50 to run and I'll just raise my stop to break even or something like that. That's all. Sometimes it's better maybe to just raise your stop to break even and then you just stopped out at break even. But I always like to take a little bit of profit. I just like to. I feel better about it. At least I don't. If it goes back to break even, I feel like I wasted it. I'm like, I could have taken, I could have made a couple $100. Why not keep that? So, it's up to the individual. It's whatever you guys prefer. BTC daily RSI rejected. Yeah, Rich, I can tell you are super excited about Bitcoin. I will make a promise to you. We will talk about Bitcoin. I will. And I will talk about Bitcoin for probably longer than anything else. It will be Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. But for now, we got to talk about the legacy market a little bit. I'm sorry. Okay, Rocky, hopefully that answered your question. Look, so here's one of my concerns. I don't like that MACD doesn't look strong here. RSI super bullish. MACD does not look that strong. It just doesn't. I'm not happy about that. However, we did get this breakout. Basically, here's the breakout. Here's the retest. Here's the W move, and then here's your consolidation range. And then the consolidation. This is where you essentially use chaos. The consolidation actually points to 6,050, based on how I usually look at consolidations, and I'm being conservative. The lowest is like 6,015. That's what it points to. And that's where we could potentially go to. And maybe I did pull my trade early, but that's fine. I don't mind if we go up higher. I'm not going to chase or anything like that. I will be super happy with those profits regardless. But my point is that you should be careful. But I think for now it's pretty bullish. It's almost like a 3x bull. I don't know why. I just feel during this October, this election window, and especially with the war stuff going on, there's a lot of potential for volatility. So I think it's harder to take a trade and stay in a trade, and I do think it's more risky. Technicals don't work well in the event of news. When there's news coming out, technicals stop working. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, and I don't mean to scare anyone off that's long. I'm not saying go short. I don't think I think going short here would be insane. Literally, you would be a crazy person. But once we get these targets, I want to see structure start to develop, and then we can start looking at potential shorts. But it takes a while to break down this kind of weekly bullishness here. It's going to take a while. It's not going to happen right away. So the market will likely range up there for a bit and distribute. Unless they did the distribution down here already. This might have been the distribution, and we're just going up to get people all bullish, and then we'll do a short distribution, and then we just die. That's another potential scenario. We'll see. We'll see. I think a lot depends on the election and what happens. Who gets into office. That's going to kind of direct which way things go. I don't want to speculate too much. All right, so that's the S&P. Obviously, I'm watching Tesla. That's a big one for me. I had a long on Tesla. I've taken quite a bit of profits. I don't really like the way it's looking here. We broke down on the daily. So it is bouncing and recovering from my trend heuristic channel. It is still in an uptrend as far as my moving averages are concerned. However, as far as the momentum indicators, it's broken down. It looks like it's trying to reverse here. I mean, the daily candle right here is obviously a very bullish reversal right now. But as you can see, my RSI overview is not as bullish. These lower time frames don't look great. 60-minute, 4-hour. I want to see green across the board. But for now, the uptrend is still intact. And I am still in a long trade, but I'm cautiously optimistic. It'll go up if the rest of the market goes up. But if it rolls over, it's not a big deal to me. I'm in decent profits. I took some profits already. So I'm okay. I'm okay with whatever happens. That's kind of my viewpoint on Tesla. I've been watching Boeing. Boeing looked like shit the last time I checked it. And yeah, it's continuing to just roll over. This weekly chart is extremely bearish. I could easily see Boeing going to 86, 886, 128. Sorry, like this fib, which is 128, or even lower. I mean, I think I looked at a monthly chart, and it just looks like a disaster. This is super bearish monthly chart. I mean, what they're doing as a company, they're just failing all over. There's a reason I left. Like, I saw this a mile away. So remember how all of the S&P is green, but look at all of Boeing. There is this 3x short to the bottom. You would be crazy to take a long on Boeing here. So hopefully this shows you like the opposite view of what is something that looks like almost a short. Robo taxi event today, sell the news. Thoughts on Walgreens Boots Alliance? I mean, I haven't heard about it, but that's good for them, I guess. I don't know. I don't care. It's just what companies do. Big companies consolidate all the time. You always start with like hundreds, and then slowly a couple rise to the top, and then before you know it, you've got only 10 or 5. I think anything under like 3 is a big problem. That's when you start to get issues with monopolies and stuff like that. Do you only go long when all the readings are... No, of course not. I don't only go long when all the readings are green. I wait for structure, location, all those things. This is only... when all of it's green, usually it's too late to get in the trade, but I will look for pullbacks, and then I'll do like a 3x long. I mean, that's my sign to go like crazy. Go super crazy long. The stock WBA. Okay. Oh, Josh, welcome. Joshua is here. I'm honored. We have our resident expert blog maker, Joshua, here asking questions. Glad to have you, Josh. Hopefully you like my pants drying in the background. Yeah, it's very professional. All right, let's see. Oh, this is disaster. Look at this. What happened here? Did they start implementing some DEI policies or something? Why did it die so badly? I mean, it's right at the buy level, right? This is the low. We talked about location, right? So you can see how on a weekly it's at a 28 RSI. That's a disaster. But we've got a 9 on the 4 hour. We've got a good this is a very nice location. This is where I'd want to see things. Hi, Mark. Welcome. Good to see you. 26 people. Yes, 26. Let's try to get more. Get more. Share this to other people. Say, look, there's this random guy talking. He kind of seems like an idiot, but is sort of entertaining. So just check it out. Maybe you can ask him about a stock or a crypto coin. He might look at it. Who knows if his advice is useful, but at least it might be entertaining. So just share it. Send it all over the place. Walgreens and Boots Alliance. Yeah, so on a monthly, you do have a 7 that came in. You can see how well that worked for you in the past. It gave you a slight bounce. So at least you got, here you got a decent increase, 25%. Seems like each time you got about a 25% increase. So that's a good sign. Within the next 2 months, it could be a buy. The weekly seems like it's turning around on RSI. This is my turning point. You've got kind of a sort of a W that came in. MACD has turned green. You've got a 9 on the weekly. So you've got a 7 on the monthly, a 9 on the weekly. All these are good bottoming signals. Very, very nice bottoming signals. It's still below my trend heuristic. It's still technically in a downtrend, but you already know that. I mean, I like it as like a spot buy. I think it's not bad. Is there... I would want to look into the finances of the... Josh, have you looked into the fundamentals? Like, why did it die so badly? Like, look, earnings are coming out. Let's look at the previous earnings. What's been going on with earnings? All right, reported estimate, revenue. They beat on revenue. They missed on earnings. Previous two, they beat. So they're not that bad. What the hell is going on? So revenue 35, earnings 166. I mean, are the earnings really going down that much? Let's go back. Oh, their earnings are going down quite a bit. What happened here? 2022. They're down a bit in earnings, but not, I don't think enough to cause this level of like crash. No, just saw it was in 88.6 RLZ. I like having you, Mr. Pikachu. You're entertaining. I wish Cotter is here. Cotter's not here. Somebody go find Cotter and tell him he has to be here. They're closing a lot of stores. Okay. Why are they closing them? Are they in San Francisco? Is that the problem? Sorry for anyone that lives in San Francisco. Just heard it's disaster. Look, I like it down here. I do. I don't like that it's still in a downtrend. You're literally trying to catch the bottom. But maybe you do. I mean, maybe this is it. Look at that consolidation there. That's nice. Where could you bounce to? Let's say that's our little chaos. Oops, wrong. All right, if I could figure out how to use these drawings. Yeah, so maybe you bounce to 12 bucks. It's not bad. I kind of like it. If I could use my phone right now, I think I would buy some shares. Use my profits from my past 2 weeks of trades, and I'll just buy some of this. And maybe give Josh a little bit of a, if it makes money, I'll send a little bit his way. So 34% return. I mean, you could say your stop. Let's see. If you go below the lows, you're at like a 3-to-1 risk reward trade. 3.5-to-1. It's not bad. It's not the best, but it's not bad. So I kind of like it. I think it's fine. It's been sitting down here for over a month. Must be some kind of accumulation going on. I would love to look into the fundamentals more. If anybody has time and wants to look into it and then post it in the TRI chat room later, that would be great. I think it's useful. I haven't looked at what is NAS, that company I talked about forever ago. I closed that a long time ago. That was just a disaster. Yeah. So this was a bad idea. It seemed, I don't know what happened with this one. It seems good on paper, but now I've learned my lesson. I just avoid small Chinese companies, and everything is in red here. So we're gonna leave it alone. That was a bad decision. I lost a good amount of money on this. So I learned my lesson. Avoid Chinese small supposedly battery manufacturers. I don't know. The car companies are okay. I drove a BYD the other day, like last week. BYD is great. I loved it. I hate to admit it, but I loved it. And I think if I ever buy a car, it will be an electric car. It just, the instant torque is nice. Anything like gas cars just feel old in comparison. I mean, they're nice. It's nice if you got the stick shift and everything. It's fun with the noise, but electric cars are just, I think it's the future. That's all. Okay. So I talked about Tesla. We looked at Walgreens. Thank you for that, Josh. Walgreens Alliance. Was there anything else I really wanted to talk about with stocks? Let me see here. I mean, Alibaba pulled back a lot, right? We did that report on TRI. You had a bit of a pullback. But right now it's still in an uptrend, still looking good. My target's up here, 157. So if you missed it, maybe here's your chance to get back in, and you could ride it 50% higher. And look, this is uptrend still intact. Everything's kind of green. You had your pullback. This is your opportunity. Right here, we're going to fill the gap, and then we move higher. I mean, maybe it pulls back to here to 95. There's a lot of gaps down here. Pretty kind of scary, to be honest. But I don't see why it couldn't go up higher. It looks good on every time frame. This was just a pullback, wash out some longs, and now we should head higher. I don't see anything wrong with it. RIVN. All right, let's check it out. Is Rivian Automotive. I'm gonna have to look into it again. This is another one of those things where I can't, especially with it just like heading straight down. I mean, it was just launched and then immediately went to $10, dropped 90%. It's just like a shitcoin. So look into the fundamentals of this and update us in the Discord, and we'll talk about it there. Because I just can't recommend it. I can't really talk about it if it's down 90% and it's only been out for like 2 years. It's not a good look. That's all. Okay, so we can look. I think we should look at the US dollar quickly. Important. So it's bouncing finally. You know, Thailand got too expensive for me. I need this. I needed the US dollar to reverse. Trump said some one or two interesting things about the US dollar recently in an interview I listened to. So it looks like he has a plan to reverse the decline potentially. That would be good. So you had your breakout. You've hit a 9 in the daily. We're probably going to get a bit of a pullback. So if we get a bit of a pullback here, that's probably going to provide a breather for stocks. So then stocks can head higher. So I think you could see a little bit of a pullback, but it's very strong to the upside. You still got the weekly at 49. You've got a TD9 on the daily. I think you get a pullback like this, and then we move up and we take out all of these highs up here and we go to like 106. That looks right to me. You don't get this kind of breakout move higher and it doesn't continue. I think you're just going to get a pause, a little bit of a pullback, and then boom, push higher. And that's kind of it. I don't really have much more to say on that. I mean, we've got silver and gold, right? Everybody's always super interested in silver and gold. With the recent pump of the US dollar, you had a pullback. So not a surprise to see this, right? Boop, 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 boop. Dump. But everything's kind of still bullish except for one time frame. But everything else looks pretty good to the upside as far as metals are concerned. You do have an 8 on the weekly. Oh, I don't like seeing that. Why do we have an 8 on the weekly? Yeah, and then you have this push higher. You're probably going to consolidate in this area for a bit, and then maybe you move higher. I mean, on a monthly, it's just full on bull. You do have a 7 that came in that might cause another pause. Metals, I mean, maybe they don't go higher from here. Maybe you just consolidate. They haven't been exciting to me. They don't move enough for me to get super excited. People have been talking about for like years that this is going to happen. Silver is going to double. That's going to double. I don't know. I just play with crypto instead and stocks. And I just avoid the metals. I think metals are good for protecting you against inflation. You just buy the hard metals and you hold it. I don't see them as a true path to like multiplying your wealth. If you want to protect your wealth against inflation, you can buy real estate or you buy metals. That's it. That's all you do. So I don't see the point in talking about it too much. I think it's like a legacy thing. It's kind of too old for me. That's just how I feel. As someone who isn't exactly young, I don't know, maybe that's weird to say. All right, so gold, unless anybody really wants to look at it, I think we're going to skip it and we'll get right to the crypto, because that's when I start talking about Bitcoin, that's when that number goes over 40. That's how I know that's what people want to hear about. The algo is listening to me, and the minute I start saying Bitcoin, it just pushes it out to a million guys under the age of 40. Have you guys met any girls that are really into crypto? It's hard to find. I wish more were. I don't know what it is. All right, so I posted in the TRI chat about 4 or 5 days ago a chart. Yes, I do post things. Let's find my chart. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. Okay, open link. Here we go. We're going to open some other links. Open link. All right. Look at all these things I post in Discord. If you are not a Discord member, join, because then you can see my posts. You can also see Brian's posts and Sjord's posts and posts from people like Cotter, who is a super veteran. We have multiple site veterans that post some very impressive things, and sometimes some not very impressive things, but mostly impressive. So consider joining. Yeah, no girls in crypto. I don't know why that is. Hello, Kateyoro. Welcome. Yes, I've realized it's better to just avoid the topic. Okay, so here's a very blurry image. I don't know why. Why is it so blurry? Okay, anyway, I posted this to the room. I said that we would hit. I can't even read it myself, and I posted it. This is so disappointing. Wait 1 second. Let me see. What the hell happened here? Why is it so difficult? Open in browser. Oh, okay, here it's better. I don't know what happened. Let me fix that. Wait a second, guys. That one is clear. All right, open in browser. Open in browser. All right, open in the browser. Not browser, Bowser. Okay, so I posted this a couple days ago, or maybe just 2 days. I don't remember when I posted this, but I posted it very recently. And I said, oh, these are our zones, 61,600 and 60,000. 59, like 900. Those are our two areas of interest. If crypto rolls over, those are our bounce zones. And what happened? Well, we hit the 61 right here. We bounced. We played in that area a little bit. We had actually a strong bounce. This was your huge bounce from that area. Boom. And then big reversal. And now we're down here and we're at 60,300. But my area of interest is right here. I want to see it sweep the lows. It hasn't swept the lows. And that concerns me. Why? Because if we look at liquidations, let's look at the liquidation map. So I posted two different liquidation maps. We're going to first look at from the other day. So this was the close one on a 48-hour. We took all those liquidations out, right? But then we have this one down here on the 1 week at 59, basically 59,800 or so. Hasn't been touched. It's a lot of money. I think that it needs to be tagged. Like, I don't see why they wouldn't tag it. They're so close. So if we look at the recent map, like let's go back a week. I'm not saying this is always accurate, by the way. Don't use this as like a holy Bible. Just use it as another indicator. So look, you can see most of it's gone, right? There's a little bit left, 300 million or so. But if I go to a 48-hour, a 12-hour, look at this. We've got a solid like 100 million down here. Can take out 60,000. You've got another 100 million up here. So it could take out it could go either way at this point. But that was the zone I was looking for Bitcoin to go down to. And we've pretty much hit it. When it's like that, I do prefer to sometimes look at liquidation. Not liquidation. What am I looking for? Liquidation heat map. This one? I think it's this one. No, that's wrong. Although on this one, it looks like you got a lot, right? At 60,300. Where is it? Sorry, guys. I don't know why I'm not thinking clearly here. What the hell is the thing I look at? Liquidation map? Oh, it's this one. Yeah, this one. All right. Bitcoin exchange liquidation heat map. This one is just if you want to look at Binance, but I found it's better to just look at this. And I kind of try to see like, okay, so we're at 60,500 right now. And if we go down, like, let's say we go down $1,000 in price. How many liquidations do we get? Well, we get 1.5 billion. That's a lot. That's a lot. But if we go up $1,000 in price, okay, that would put us at 61,500. Well, we only get 500 million in liquidations. So which way does it make sense for the market to go? To the downside first, right? So take out, it could go, I think it likes to go to wherever close to the top of the curve. So you see the curve is a steep slope and then it flattens out. And I think they like to go to wherever is the top of the slope. So like 59,400, something like that would be a great area to just take all of this out. 1.5 billion is a lot. Why not do it? Right? I mean, even on just Binance, it's like 450,000. And we can look at other stuff like Solana, right? I try to look at the other coins. So Solana's right here at 138. If they go down to like 134, $4 drop, you get 62 million in liquidations. But if you go up $4, you actually get 100 million in liquidations. So that tells me that Solana is more bullish, and anything that is to the downside is simply because of Bitcoin pulling it down. And that's likely to happen. It just won't move down as fast. A couple other ones I'm watching are like Optimism. Optimism is the same. Way more liquidations to the upside. And Rune. Of course, Rune. Gotta look at Rune. Rune has actually more, it looks like, to the downside. So if we drop If we drop like 20 points, it's 800,000. But if we go up 20 points, 1 million. Wait a second. Down 20 points, 800,000. Yeah, but if we go down 30 points, if we go down 30 points, it's almost 2 million. But what if we go up 30 points? $5. 1.5. I think Rune's kind of in the middle. There's really no. It's just gonna go wherever crypto goes. You can look at more days. I find the 1 day the most useful, but you can also look at it like a 7 day. You can see there's a good amount down here. They could take out, if they just go to 440, they could take out most of them. Optimism, I mean, like on a 7 day. Where do they have to go? They only really got to go to like 148. That's it. That's all. They just go to 148. Most of it's taken out. Solana, I find this useful for levels. And then I look at levels on my chart and I'm like, okay, this kind of matches up with what I'm seeing. Same here, 134 could take out everything. I think we already went that low though, didn't we? We didn't. We went to 136. So just down to here. You don't even have to go below the lows. You just go to here, 134. So that area, and you can see I already marked this zone. I've already got my alert set at 134. Go to there and then bounce. Optimism was the same. What did I say for optimism? Oh crap, I think it went all the way back. Wait a second. I can't believe this site is free. This data is so useful and it does work. I've used this countless times. I don't understand why it's free. It makes no sense to me. This should be $100 a month. This is extremely useful data. So for Solana, 135 to 134, there's your range. You can't be exact. And you look at the chart to try to improve. You know, so Solana, wait, we already did Solana. What am I doing? Optimism. Yeah, 146 or so. 146 or 148. Yeah, right here. 148 would be right there, but 146 would be right down here. What is that? Does that line up with any levels of interest? Not really. It's kind of just, yeah, nothing extreme. I mean, we could look at, let me get rid of some of this here. You could map from the highs to the lows all the way down here, and that might give you some more accurate levels. And let me flip this also. That's 50%. I mean, 61% is right here, 130, 140. But I need to say this is my next 100x crypto. I have some 100x cryptos. We'll talk about it. I mean, I don't know. I don't shill coins. Maybe I would be more popular if I did that. I just don't care. I think most of it's nonsense. I don't know why you need the next 1000x. You can just be good at trading and do something on 10x leverage. And then you can get your 1000x through being on 10x leverage. It's just a lot more stressful. It's more stressful. So yeah, 139, 140 would be the level I would look at here. But then looking at this data, I just don't see it going there. It doesn't need to. The slope kind of stops going up at around 146. So that's just right here. All it needs to go to is right here, which just seems like a random level, but that's the level. And that's what I found works better. So and then we looked at Rune, right? Oh, why do I keep doing that? Rune, let's look at it one more time. And keep in mind there's the daily one. So Rune is 443. Let me see. And that's on a, and then yeah, it's kind of the same. 448, 443. So that area. So that would be right down here. Right here. You don't even have to go below the lows. They might eke below the lows a little bit, but they don't, there's no reason to go lower than that. There's nothing there. Literally nothing. So just go to here and then head higher and take out everything up here. I mean, it's going to go crazy. All it's got to do is take this out quickly and then boom, shoot up. So you better be ready if you want to catch this stuff. It's going to happen insanely fast. Like if you're not watching this or setting alerts, there's a high chance you'll miss it while you're sleeping. You might have to actually set limit orders ahead of time. Yeah, Ripto's retail is kind of, I think retail is having bigger issues right now with like money. I think things are harder than you think. The market is kind of hiding how bad things in the economy are. Oh. Okay, let me go back to Bitcoin. I think I got a little bit off topic and a little bit distracted. So with Bitcoin on a 7-day, we kind of top out around 59,700 on the 7-day, and on a 1-day, it's basically around the same right here, 59,700, 59,800. That's where I can expect it to go, and it lines up right with my level. I mean, this is the area, like, and this should put in with RSI. We should get a divergence. The 1 hour I like looking at. 4 hour, you should probably get a TD 8 or 9. That should come in here. We're either going to get something like this. It's going to come in, take the level out, and just bounce hard, or we're going to come down and we're going to sit here. We're going to sit down here, and it's going to be agonizing, and people are going to freak out and think Bitcoin is going to go to like 30K or something. I'm telling you, yeah, I'm still buying Rune and Optimism. Optimism especially, I'm very bullish on. So that's kind of what I'm thinking is going to happen with Bitcoin. I mean, if we go here, is there a motivation for Bitcoin to go lower than that? Oh, that's just my pictures. In a second. Is there a motivation? Let's go back to the heat map. Model 2 in particular, which I like. Uptober narrative didn't last long. Yeah, well, the narrative was probably created by somebody to cause this, like get all of retail to be super long and then just wreck them. It's kind of funny if you think about it. I want to look at the symbol. I prefer to. Why is this going slow? Sorry, guys. I don't know why this is being very slow. Okay, let's change the symbol. You can see 24-hour, 59,000 stab at least. I'm saying it's going to go a little bit lower than that. But if we go to a month, let's go out like a month. Do we really have like big liquidation levels lower? Oh, shit. Actually, we do. Let's look at Model 1. Symbol. Loading. Patience. 1 month. Oh, we're down to 34. I guess people don't like looking at liquidation levels. Maybe that's like a negative thing. It's too negative. People are like, fuck this guy. We want up only. Probably shouldn't swear on YouTube. Probably it also maybe hurts the algorithm. Get rid of this. I just don't see that much. Like to the upside, I see a massive amount. Up here it's 67 and then 70K. Let's go back 6 months. Close. Yeah, massive liquidations to the upside, but look at the downside. There's really not. Let me go back a year. Is there anything? Loading. All right, we've got 25 billion at 34K. So, look, in the event of a massive crash, there is like 11 billion in liquidations at 34K. But other than that, there's not that much. A lot of the liquidations are to the upside. I'm seeing quite a good amount. But this was your big one. 36 billion. So there you go. I think that's the only big one. If we roll over, maybe that's... Why is it going down when liquidate? Well, Kevin, did you just join? If you just joined, watch back the last 5 to 10 minutes because I went through what I expect to happen and why it's been going down. Hopefully it's helpful. Okay, so let's go back. That's kind of my plan. and it looks like it's going to happen. Go in here. I'm going to buy here, and then we should go up. Now, if we keep going down, I will cut. You have to be fast, very fast. This is not for people who are easily scared. You have to have balls of steel. If your testosterone level is below 600, don't do this. Okay? My testosterone level is way too high. I admit that. I don't know why. It's a genetic thing. It's a curse and a blessing all at the same time. But you need to have you need very powerful testosterone production to handle this. So just keep that in mind. And if you don't, then maybe wait until there's a full turn. This is yeah, exactly, Chris. This is high octane, Brian likes to call it. I call it high testosterone, because that's taking risks is what makes guys different than, I think, girls. And that's why sometimes some guys can make a lot of money and a lot of guys lose a lot of money. But that's the game. There's got to be winners and losers. Anyway, we'll see what happens. That's my prediction. And you know my predictions for these other ones. Rune just ran the stops and the highs. So great. This would have been a great spot to like short it. Now it should run the lows right down here, right? We're going to go all the way down right here. That's it. Or maybe we don't. We only go to there. But one of the two. Solana, you know, I talked about, we're going to come down here. 134, 135 level. Optimism, it's going to come down to my 144 level. It looks like everything's coming down right now. This is the opportunity in the making while we're live. Yeah, I have checked my cholesterol. You're asking me about mine. My triglycerides are super low. I'm at like 60, which is very good. And my HDL is like 48 or 49. My LDL is something like 120 or 130. But that's genetic. I mean, that's just how it is. And yeah, the number one, I did a DNA test and I ran it through a couple different DNA engines. And my number one risk is cardiovascular disease. And I'm aware of that. So I make sure to do a couple things that will help to make sure that I don't get plaque buildup in my arteries. But you need cholesterol. You need it to make testosterone. And if you're lowering your cholesterol, I mean, in some ways that's a bad thing. Your body makes its own cholesterol for a reason. And I've tried eating 6 eggs a day and eating 0 eggs a day. Doesn't seem to affect my levels. They're pretty consistent. The only thing that seems to vary from diet is triglycerides. So if I eat out a lot and I eat Thai food, my triglycerides like triple. They triple. So if I don't eat Thai food, they go down to like 60. But if I eat Thai food for a while, it triples, and that's really bad. Well, Zurikella, I don't know if cholesterol is necessarily a bad thing. I would say it's bad if you can't run a 5K in under 30 minutes. Like if you can't run a 5K under 30 minutes and you can't do 20 pull-ups, 15 pull-ups, sorry, 20 is pretty extreme. I can do 20, but that's maybe extreme. I am not taking anything, Mr. Pikachu. I 100% swear. And the reason is, if I did, I would lose my hair. I don't want to lose my hair. So I don't take any gear. I take some like slight testosterone boosters, like Tongat Ali and a couple other things, but it's just like boron to lower my SHBG. I take a very low dose finasteride because to keep the hair, but that might contribute to a higher testosterone as well because it blocks the DHT conversion. Looking good after announcing their own level 2. We can look at uni. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, so I think the first thing is to ask yourself, can I run a 5K in under 30 minutes? And can I do 50 push-ups? And can I do 10 pull-ups? And if you can't do those things, then I think you have bigger problems than high cholesterol. I think you're just unhealthy. That's all. And you got to fix that. All right. Anyway, you're here to listen about crypto, not for me to talk to you about health. I think it's very easy. You can ask ChatGPT, make me a workout program to not be a girl anymore. It's very easy. Okay. ZCX, USDT. We'll also look at that. I wanted to look at, a lot of people have been talking about SUI. I wanted to show SUI and talk about it quickly. It's breaking down on the daily chart. I don't like how this looks. Yeah, Maul just asked for it. Welcome, Mr. Maul. I haven't seen you before. Mick, welcome. Look at these people joining. Have you guys been here the whole time? You haven't talked. You're joining and immediately asking for me to look at a coin. I mean, it's a little bit, you know, some would say it's disrespectful. Oh, by the way, speaking of respect. Yeah, Mark Reviewer. Speaking of respect, if you haven't, watch a show called Tulsa King. Oh, Cotter is here. Okay. That's how you know the party is starting. Cotter is here. Good to see you, Mr. Cotter. Appreciate you. We were talking about you earlier. And I said, I hope Cotter joins at some point. Yeah, so if you don't have a show to watch right now, watch Tulsa King. Look, just watch the first. If you like Sylvester Stallone, and I like Sylvester Stallone, I have to. I'm basically almost 100% Sicilian. Sylvester Stallone's pretty much Sicilian. I also grew up in that area, so I appreciate a lot of it. Just watch it and thank me later. Season 2 is even better, in my opinion. And it's done by, who's the guy? Taylor Sheridan. Taylor Sheridan is really good. If you haven't watched Taylor Sheridan, one of the first things he did, not the first thing, but one of the big things he did was Wind River. Watch Wind River, the movie. It's not, I think Tulsa King is better. It's more light. Wind River's pretty dark, but it's really good. It's really good. Watch Wind River. Consider watching Yellowstone. Yellowstone is 6 seasons. So if you got time to burn, watch Yellowstone. It's also, I think Tulsa King is better than Yellowstone. Maybe because I can just relate to it a little bit more. But consider watching Yellowstone also. Those are my recommendations. And if you don't like any of those shows, then you're probably not going to like listening to me. So that's a good indication. Okay. Wow. Okay, Cotter is literally living in like Yellowstone land. This makes, now I understand a lot about you, Cotter. This makes sense. Yeah, like I said, Yellowstone's not for some people. It's okay for me. It was good, but it's not. I prefer Tulsa King. Horses are boring. Well, they don't talk, so can be. I started watching SEE. That one is interesting. I don't know if it's good yet or not. There might be too much DEI stuff going in there for me. I know, like Rings of Power could have been so good, but there's just too much DEI stuff happening. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of the excessive pushes for certain things. I'm not gonna get too into it. Silo was interesting also. Silo is another good one. There you go. There you've got like 4 shows to watch. All good. Okay, so Sui is kind of breaking down here. I'm not a big fan of this, especially since I've seen a lot of people pushing this on crypto Twitter and stuff, and normally that's a big red flag. So I could see, I would wait for this to pull back. I'm curious if we can look at like liquidation levels for Sui. Let me see. Let's look. Are there any? Can we look at that? Is there a Sui one? Yeah, Sui. Where are the liquidation levels for Sui? Let's look at Model 2. I don't really like Model 1. Bit picky about my models. Symbol, Sui. Ooh. Really not that much to the downside. Well, let's go to 1 week. Tulsa King is not like another Mafia movie. I thought that too, Rocky. I really did. It is not. It's funny your name is Rocky, considering Sylvester Stallone. It's not like another Mafia movie. It's way better. You want to know one that's just like kind of like another Mafia is The Penguin. There's a new show that came out called The Penguin. I'm 50-50 on it. I think Tulsa King is way better. It's more like a Mafia. Tulsa King is like a Mafia show, but if you put it in like Texas, it's not actually Texas, it's Oklahoma, but you get the concept. And yeah, I'm getting so distracted. Obviously, I love it. So Sui 167, 169 area. So it's only just right here. That's it. That's all they want to do. I don't like how this chart looks. Weekly is still heading up, but this is not a buy to me. This does not give me a good feeling. I could be wrong and maybe the fundamentals are super strong, but you've got an 8 on the weekly chart. You've got a daily breaking down on my momentum indicator. Everything's red across the board except for the daily and the weekly. I'm not a huge fan. I would like to see if it can pull back under here and then down here. I would consider buying if there can be a bit of a structure. That's all. Tulsa King is ex-mafia meets cowboy. Yeah, exactly, Josh. Julian's going dark. How am I going dark? So that's my thoughts on Sui. I'm not that excited about it. That's all. But it could maybe it's this season's Solana. Maybe everything from Solana moves to Sui. I think that's why people are excited about it. But it might take some time. One that I am excited about that seems to be doing really well is Cello. This one. So this was a coin I talked about a long time ago, and I bought a good amount of this, and it doesn't seem to be pulling back at all. I mean, if we go to like a 4 hour, look at how little this coin pulled back. Look at this chart. It's just up. It's just up. And the daily, nothing, no crossovers at all, like just up. When it's embedded in the daily, when the daily looks like this, and it's just embedded up here, that means that it's just up only. Look at this chart. Your daily is actually overbought, which is not necessarily a bad thing. If your weekly is like at a 57, it's great. It looks great. I don't know anything about this coin. I don't know what it does, but I know that this chart looks great. And that's your W, and you only just hit your 2.618. So you're definitely going to get to $1. 100%. Like it's going to happen. As soon as stuff starts going up again, this is going to go up. I think this is a very, very strong chart, and I'm impressed by how little it pulled back. So that's one that I'm watching and I'm liking. Why TRX keeps moving higher? I don't know. Maybe Justin Sun is juicing it with money. TRX, let's look at it. I mean, it doesn't look as good as the chart I just showed you. Maybe because so many people use USDT on the Tron network. I mean, I know I do. I prefer it. Yeah, it looks... Let me see a monthly. I mean, it looks good. It might make a double top here on the monthly with the RSI, but I think it looks good. I don't have any issues with it. I wouldn't buy it necessarily up here, but I don't know why it keeps going up. I can't give you the answer on that. I'm sorry. Okay, so there's that. We talked about Bitcoin. We talked all about these leverage coins. What did you guys ask about? There were a couple questions before we got distracted with TV shows. Okay. I'm scrolling up. I'm not ignoring you guys. I appreciate your questions. Let's go all the way up. Like button. Yeah, hit the like button if you didn't. I only got 4 likes. Can we at least get to like 20? 20 likes. Come on. Why don't you guys press that? I know it's still so dumb to ask that. I feel ridiculous. I can't find where you guys asked about stuff. All right, just repost what you want. I'm gonna go with John asked about. I'm gonna go with just what I see on my screen right now. So the latest one I see is Zurikella saying Flux. Yeah, you just posted that. So I'm gonna look at Flux first. Oh, it looks kind of crappy. What happened here? This is a new coin, but it's on Binance, so it can't be too bad. Oh, 49. I mean, it's red across the board, right? So you know what that means to me. That's not good at all. I don't like seeing that. Yeah, I don't like it. I think it looks crappy. It's a weak coin. It's totally different than like the Cello chart I showed you. I wouldn't touch this. I mean, if crypto turns, obviously if Bitcoin turns around, it will go up. but it just doesn't look like something that's trying to head higher. Like something like Rune is trying. You can tell that this is trying to consolidate and it wants to go higher. Optimism, I'm not sure about. It's okay, but it's not great. It's also all red. You can see Rune is not. Oops, if I show you here, Rune is not all red. See, Solana is all red. Disaster. Flux also all red. So I would be careful. I would be cautious. Wait for some kind of W to form and then consider it. For now, I would wait. ZCX Cateyor. Oh no, Richard John asked about Hex. Isn't that this like Richard Hart scam? It's a Richard Hart scam, right? Look at this chart. How can you not call that like a scam? I don't know if it's a scam or not, but I just Richard Hart always seems like not the most trustworthy person. So I don't like the look of this chart. I think it looks really shit. I mean, if you're interested, it's fine. But for me, let me see if I can get more history for this. This is at least some more history. I mean, you could see how this went from shitcoin to really high and now we're back to shitcoin. And it really didn't move that much over the past year. I mean, you went from, I guess you did like a 10x, 5x. I don't like it. It's a legacy coin and it looks like shit. I wouldn't touch it personally. Yeah, lots of coins have weekly Ws. If you like it, take it. But for me, I'm not going to touch it. Katayoro asked about ZCX. ZCX sounds familiar. Unizen. I think I talked about this before, and I actually opened a trade on this, and then I exited it. Like in my personal account. I just didn't like how it was performing. On a weekly, I mean, it's just not been performing. It's just kind of sitting down here. It looks like it's breaking down on a daily. I don't like the way it looks. Maybe it can head higher. It did have a nice W before. Right here. There's your W. It tagged to 1.618. Eventually, you could go to 20 cents, which gives you a... You know, it's a 150%, 160% from here. You could set your stops to the lows. You got a 5-to-1 risk reward. I mean, it's not bad here if you want to take the trade. I just think there's better stuff. I would prefer to trade Rune on like 5x leverage than deal with waiting for this coin. That's all. That's just me. I just don't want to wait. I'd rather something I have more control over that I know kind of moves with Bitcoin rather than something that's kind of like it might go up eventually. Who knows? Oh, that's my viewpoint on that. Flux, looked at Flux, CCX. Okay. Do you think, Mr. Pikachu asked, do you think, and I'm sorry for saying Mr., maybe you're a female, I don't know. I'm assuming you're a male. Do you think XRP has a chance of doing something? It started breaking out the other day, then the Blasian news hit again. Okay, XRP. Yeah, and Cotter, yeah, everything can pump a little bit. It's just, how long are you willing to wait? For me, I know that I'm impatient. That's just me. I have to adjust my trading based on my impatience. It doesn't look good on a monthly chart. Not a fan on this monthly chart. Doesn't look good at all. Weekly is mediocre. It just kind of looks flatline. Like if this was a human, they're like alive sort of, but their life is very boring. There's no excitement. Nothing is happening in the bedroom. There's no gym. They're just waking up and they're watching TV every day. Pretty steady, boring life. I want something that's like oh, and then comes down, and then oh, and then higher. I prefer something like that. It just kind of looks dead. I'm not. Maybe it's, some might say it's a consolidation. Maybe it's a consolidation. Let's see if this is a consolidation, and that's your conservative range. What's your target? All right, for anybody who's a bull, here's your, as Carter likes to call it, like there's bull and bear porn, and here's your potential bull porn. Maybe you'll get to like $1.40. So you get like a 2.5x from here. I don't know. It's not bad. It's not great, but you might get it at some point. Who knows? Bitcoin's going to have to go to 100K. Maybe you'll get it. I think there's better things out there. That's the cold hard truth. Better things. 2 ETFs submitted lately for XRP for what it's worth. Oh, wow. ETF submitted. Well, you know, we knew it wouldn't stop with one, and they're just going to keep doing it because it's easy money. So I don't know how much that's going to help the XRP case. Like, what is there a use case for this that's going to make it skyrocket? I don't know what that is. Maybe you guys can tell me. Do you guys have anything else you want to look at? Anything you guys want to look at? SPX 6900 is something I've heard a couple people talk about. This is a way off chain meme coin. So it's just been kind of like straight up. I can't recommend buying it here, but you can see it like massively took off. So that's something I think a few people have been interested in. Another one was like GigaChat or something. Just trying to pull up all these like recent meme coins. This one also took off, but they've all gone kind of too far, in my opinion. What was the other one? Brainlit or something. I think Brainlit hadn't taken off yet, really. Yeah, so Brainlit didn't really take off, and it pulled back a good amount. So, but it potentially could go. Again, I don't like meme coins because it's all random. I'd rather just do some leverage, and I feel like it's easier to predict. But Brainlit could double to like 0.05 cents. Right now it's 2 cents, like 2.5 cents. So I don't know, it's something. Just thought I'd share them. FXS crypto. All right, sure. FXS. Oh wow, this really dumps hard, huh? Ooh. This one is interesting. Why did it dump so badly? It's red across the board. Hit a 7 recently on the 3-day. I don't like that it keeps making new lows. Like why does it keep making new lows? Crappy on a daily. You can see it's breaking down here. I mean, it seems like this coin makes new lows like it's its job. So I can't recommend it. Honestly, I don't like something that keeps making new lows like this. Something weird is going on. Somebody's like slowly pulling the rug out. That's what it feels like to me. Yeah, I went and saw Mudang, actually. So I know all about Mudang. I've seen him in person. Not that impressive. And it was hilarious because everybody was waiting in a line for like an hour and a half. And I was like, well, I'm going to skip it. It's a waste of my time. And I just walked around, and then I saw there's the exit for Mudang. And you can see Mudang very well from the exit, but there's no line. So I just went and saw Mudang for 1 minute, and I took a photo. And that was it. And I didn't have to wait an hour and a half. In that moment, I felt very smart. Like, oh, all these people just waiting in line for hours for this silly thing. And they could just come to the exit and see it if they just went around. Just got to walk a little bit more. I felt like that was a good definition of humans in many ways, and the silly things that we do. Katayuro. CHMB USDT. Chumbi Valley. Okay. Oh, this looks great. Look at this thing. Why do you like this? What is this? What is this and why do you like it? Mr. Katayuro or Miss Katayuro, I don't know who you are, but why do you like this? I'm going to go to the next coin and I want you to tell me why you like it. We can look at Mudang just for fun. It's like no data on this freaking thing. Look at it going down. Dying. Look, Mudang is growing too big. It's not as cute anymore. I feel the same about this chart. Maybe it bounces. Maybe you could take off, but I just don't. I think the meme kind of played itself out. Like how fascinated can you be with like a hippo? By the way, the zoo that who's Mudang, they are geniuses. It's not their first time going viral on social media about something. And they've got all these ways that once you pay to go into the zoo, how they can get more money from you. Every single animal place, you can pay extra to feed the animals. So they don't even have to pay for food. You just, every day people are paying to feed the animals, to get photos. It's just, it's hilarious. It's like that everywhere in Thailand. They've really commercialized the zoo business. But this one is, that zoo at least is kind of nice. It's not like a shitty one. They at least seemingly take care of the animals well. Okay, so Katayuro didn't tell me why you like that Chimba Valley, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. I don't know, guys. I don't really have much else. I think the main thing, the main event is right here. We're looking for this check mark with Bitcoin. That's all I want to see. I don't know if it's going to be a quick bounce and then go. I think it's going to be slower. This just seems like a slow move. That's what I'm waiting for. And I'm watching on all these names. I've set some limit orders because I'm kind of thinking it's going to happen while I'm sleeping. So I went through all these. If you missed it, if you're just catching up, go back in the video. I talk about all of them. I talk about price targets. And once this stuff bounces, who knows how high it could go. We'll save that for another day for when it finally does bounce. But I mean, Solana as an example, if Solana bounces and makes like a W here, like if this is that's your range and that's your W, like right here, like that, then Chaos points to a target of up here, 260. So that's a solid 100% return. And if you do leverage, 5x, that's 500%. That's great. If you want to be a real gen, you do degen, you do 10x, and then you've got 1,000%. How likely do you think you are to get a meme coin that does 1,000%? Probably not that likely. There's too many coins coming out every day now. It's not like 2018. It's just not. So you're more likely to do a little bit of leverage and you get a much higher percent than you are to find a meme coin. You're also more likely to get liquidated. So just keep that in mind. Disclaimer, you might get liquidated. Be careful. Okay? It's not easy. It's a game and it's supposed to come out. PvP, PvE. Oh, Richard, now you ask. Riot, Hut. All right, look. I'll look at a couple of them quickly, and then I'm going to call it. Hut. Let's look at Hut. I'm not even on stocks anymore. Let's go to Stut. All right, Hut Mining Corp. I've looked at Hut so many times in the past. Just sitting down here. If Bitcoin goes up, it'll go up. That's all. You're just doing a stock market play on Bitcoin. Like it's not that interesting. It's just a stock market play on Bitcoin. You get to like 46 bucks. I mean, it could be a nice return from here, right? Right now it's at $11. It could get to like 40 bucks. I mean, it's a 4x. It's nice. It would be pretty good. Riot, I think Riot is kind of the same, right? It's just like a Bitcoin play. You're just sitting down here. You do have a 8 that's coming on the monthly chart. That's good. I like to see that. Weekly also, an 8. back here in February, right? It was like 18 bucks. It's really pulled back quite a lot. Nothing, I don't see anything on the weekly that makes me really bullish. The daily, a little bit of a move higher. I think again, this is pretty dependent on crypto. You can see how when crypto was at the highs, it was way up here, and then it's just kind of rolled over along with the rest of crypto. But if you're bullish on crypto and you want to put kind of like have a play in stock land for crypto, then I guess you can get into some of these. Richard also asked, can you look at a stock called Can Inc.? What is this, Richard? What do they do? Yeah, no, I agree with that, Vin. That's true. This Can looks like shit. Crypto something. Yeah, it looks like failing crypto. Really failing. It's not doing very well. I don't like this. I don't like this one. Yeah. So Cotter has spoken. If Cotter says it sucks, then it's probably true. So I'm not even gonna bother. I'm not gonna go any further than that. If Cotter says it sucks, then I'm gonna stay away. By the way, Cotter, did you see what happened with Tupperware? Like, Tupperware died. Finally died. Went to zero. I was kind of sad to see this, but it happened. It's over. It provided some. At least we made a little bit of money from that. Doge. Omar asked about Doge. I mean, Doge's fate is entirely determined by how much Elon Musk decides to tweet about it. I'm not excited about it. It's a legacy coin. It's going to go up if the rest of the market goes up. That's all. I'm just, pick your poison. I'm not excited about Doge. I don't see the use case unless Elon decides to integrate it with X or something like that. That's the only hope. You're relying on one person. I don't like it. I like things like Rune, Solana, Optimism, where there's protocols and things are actually still happening in development. So that's why I haven't really talked about Doge. I haven't heard of anything really happening with it. Then said La Boo Boo. La Boo Boo. Okay, La Boo Boo. I don't have it that at all. Oh, La Boo Boo. Is it something? La Boo Boo. What an interesting name. I'm guessing it's somewhere on Gecko Terminal or something. Yeah. Well, hopefully, somebody gets into office that can stop all of this and we don't have to deal with it anymore. We'll see. We'll see. Who knows what's going to happen? I'm not going to speculate about politics. I don't want to get in trouble. It's too much downside, not a lot of upside talking about this kind of stuff. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it a night. That was about an hour and a half. Thank you for watching. Always enjoy catching up with everyone. I will, as always, try to post more in the TRI room. Things are happening, believe it or not, with TRI. We are continuing to develop. Stuff is coming out. There are plans. It's just very slow, but we will get there. And in the meantime, I will keep posting, keep talking about certain things, and be here live every Thursday to try to encourage anyone that's watching. Sign up for TRI. If you're not a member, become a member. Free trial. Just do it. Okay? You get access to lots of things. But mostly at this point, I just do it for fun. It's kind of fun. Maybe we'll cut this into clips and we'll see if we can get something to go viral. I'm gonna experiment with some AI stuff to see if we can push things out a little bit better. Yeah, bear porn. I don't want to see. I hope it doesn't happen. We'll see. We'll see. Always appreciate having you here in your charts, Cotter. Appreciate everybody watching. Thank you guys. I hope you have a great week. Make sure, as always, get that exercise in. Even if you have a little bit high cholesterol, it's not a big deal. The most important thing is you sleep well, you eat well, and you exercise. Okay? Don't eat. Here's my number one message for the show today. For anybody still watching, this is my health advice. This is the biggest one, and it's the easiest to implement. It might even save you money. If what you are eating comes in a package that you have to rip to open, okay, and it's got a fancy label and there's more than 5 ingredients on the ingredients list, just don't eat it, okay? It's bad for you. Anything that's been, they're finding out that anything that's been highly processed in a factory is really bad for you. Like, look, I love Oreos, but I am trying my best to never eat a single Oreo again. Maybe I eat it once a month. It's fine if you eat like 3 or 4. But they are terrible. These are all the foods that they're finding cause cancer. They're causing you to be fat and ruin your life. So all you have to do is very simple. Just eat things that don't come from a factory. So that means fruit from trees, leaves from plants, meat from animals. That's it. That's it. It's very simple. I'll tell you what my diet is. Today, what did I have? I had like 5 eggs in the morning. I had some sauerkraut with it for probiotics and avocado. There's an avocado there too. That was it. That's my breakfast. And then for lunch, I had a protein shake, which I admit is not the best. I shouldn't have that, but I was lazy today. So if I can, I try to avoid the protein because protein powder, it's a processed food. It really is. It's not that much. There's not that much to the process, but it's still processed. So I had that with some collagen powder and a bunch of stuff, I'm over 30, need that collagen. So I had that with a banana blended in. And then I had dinner. And what did I have for dinner? Well, I had smoked pork chop, actually. Yeah, it's a smoked pork chop. Yes, my smoked pork chop is actually from Paleo Robbie. I'm concerned how much you know about Bangkok. Yeah, so I had a smoked pork chop and I had pomelo. And then I was still hungry, so I had some yogurt. I had my own homemade yogurt. I make yogurt myself at home now. And some mango. That was it. That was the food I ate today. None of that, except for the protein powder, came from a package. Yeah, I don't think, paleo is basically the way to go. I think that's the best diet. I've tried a lot of different things, and this seems to be the best one. So that's my recommendation. Just avoid things that come in boxes that have more than 5 ingredients. That's it. Do that. And it's not hard. It's literally not hard. And exercise and sleep. That's it. And if you can't do that, then I don't think you should be exercising or you should be trading. Like if you don't have the discipline to take care of your health and just do these simple things, then just stop trading. Just don't trade. You're going to fail because you are a failure at taking care of yourself. Like it's just, that's the most important thing. Do that first. Then you can focus on other things like trading. You need discipline. And if you can't even do these simple things, then how can you expect to be a good trader? I don't see how it's possible. Fruit does not hurt your triglycerides. No, you can eat lots of fruit. It's fine. It's really not a big deal. I actually think fruit is mostly water. So, Qatar, I don't see any issue with coffee. I think coffee's fine. It just depends where you source your coffee from. I mean, if you have shitty coffee beans, then the coffee is shitty. Like if you have mycotoxins in your coffee and it's like full of mold, you're going to have problems from the coffee. But if you just have good quality beans and you don't add sugar, I mean, natural sugar is fine. I don't think it's that bad. It's okay to add a little bit of natural sugar. I don't personally, I don't like it. I like coffee with high fat milk. That's the best for me. And I'll have 1 or 2 cups a day. I try not to go over 2. You go over 2, it's not good. Try to just, 1 to 2 cups. I think it's fine. Nope, no more stocks. That's it. If you want me to look at more stocks, Richard, join the Discord and ask there. You can say, can someone look at ARBK? And someone will probably get back to you and do it. So if you're not a member of the Discord, join. I don't know if you are. I'm not sure. I don't think I remember seeing the name Richard in there. Yeah, I like that, Cutter. Yeah, in the members lounge, Richard, just ask. Someone will probably look at it. It might take some time. It's not going to be instant like here, but someone will probably look at it. Say, hey, what do you guys think of this chart? And then someone else might respond. Hopefully. And if they don't, then I'll do it tomorrow. I think Brian will look at it. I mean, Brian's great with responding. Brian's better than me with responding. All right. I should go. It's late. It's almost 1 a.m. here. It's 12:40. Hopefully you guys have, again, a great weekend. Do all those things we talked about. Just try. Okay, if everyone at TRI is in great shape, I will feel like mission accomplished. If your bank account is balanced, if your bank balance is higher too, that's good. But I think the most important thing is health. That's even more important than a high bank balance. But you kind of need it, I think, because it's not cheap to be super healthy. I think it's more expensive actually. So yeah, good motivation to make more money from trading. All right, great weekend. Hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you on the Discord. And if not, I will see you here, same place, same boring background with my sauna hat. You guys like my sauna hat? That's my sauna. 5 times a week, decrease your chance of death by 40%. There you go. Another fun fact. All right. Bye, guys.